You know, looking back on all my previous book hauls, I always thought I had a problem. Now I know I have a problem. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and as always guys, I'm Andrew, and today I have got my birthday book haul for you. But before we get into that, make sure you're liking and subscribing so you can get regular updates for when I put out new content. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also, make sure you're checking that description box down below for the link to the Wizardly Duo Discord, as well as links to all of my social media, including information about my Patreon. And that said, guys, I turned 32 in March, and this book haul is unacceptable, but at the same time, I feel so much gratitude to everybody who sent me a book. Like, it's heartwarming to be surrounded by so many gifts. And yeah, like, I include my Amazon wish list in my description box down below. Usually if somebody tells me about a book or recommends it to me, I'll just stick it on there so I don't forget about it. But a lot of times people will go in there and they'll send me a book that they think I should read. And that happened this month, and it feels amazing, but at the same time also a little overwhelming. And we'll get into that. I've decided that, like, for every book that I've received from a viewer or a friend from that wish list, I'm gonna Amazon includes a little slip, and I saw that my friend Leslie does this. My BookTube big sister Leslie, her narrative. She takes that slip and she like tapes it to the inside of the book, and then she can always remember who sent her that book. And I'm going to start doing that just because it's so heartwarming to receive a gift from people who want to support not only me, the channel, but also just send me a gift as well. And I really, really appreciate it. I'm not going to harp on it any longer. Let's get into the digital purchases, and then we'll talk about the madness. So I had some ebooks and some audio. I picked up Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. There was an Audible sale that was just like, I think it was like 80% off, like site-wide. Like, it was ridiculous. So I picked up Project Hail Mary because I've been hearing so much buzz about that one. And my buddy Mike from Mike's Book Reviews, like, he said that was like one of his books of the year last year. And that's really high praise, so I really wanted to kind of get in on that action. It's not a long audiobook either. I then picked up Draconis, the Draconis Descendant Saga 1 by David Oliver. I don't know a whole lot about this other than I absolutely loved the cover because it's like this dragon that's like holding a ship up in the air, and I just thought that looked really cool. Like, that was 100% a cover buy, and I have zero regrets about it. And then, of course, picked up all four, I picked up all three of the Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit on Tolkien Day. Audible was running a sale where there was like $16 for all four for the audiobooks, which is narrated by Andy Serkis, and I just had to have them because who doesn't want to have the Lord of the Rings narrated to you by Smeagol or Gollum himself? Like, I mean, that was kind of a no-brainer. I then picked up Noble Roots: Spells, Swords, and Stealth, Book 5 by Drew Hayes. This is one that I don't know if I need a refresher on. It's been a while since I went back into the NPCs. I call it the NPC series. It's actually like Spell, Swords, and Stealth, but I can never get past calling it NPCs. So I picked that one up. I also picked up Engines of Empire, The Age of Uprising, Book 1 by R.S. Ford. That one was also on sale. And then the last one that I picked up is We Men of Ash and Shadow, The Vanguard Chronicles, Book 1 by H.L. Tinsley, I think is who that's by. Now, let's get into the physical books. But before we get into all of that, I just received a package in the mail today, and I was told I had to open it on camera. So, I'm going to hold up the box. This says, right here, this says Easton Press. I've removed my address information. But I need to give a special thanks to Sharon Dwyer, my good buddy Nico, my good buddy Pete from the Ponderings of Pete, my mods Stacy, Narsil, my good friend Patrick Ryan from Patrick Ryan. I need to thank my buddy the Boiled Jellyfish and the Bookish Drummer. Apparently they all chipped in to get me this book. So I'm going to go ahead and open this right here on camera. Okay, so got my nice handy dandy scissors. trying to be safe because Easton Press does nice books, and I don't actually know which one they've sent me. I have a guess, but I don't exactly know. All right, so I've opened this. Oh, I saw this. I saw the spine. Guys, thank you so much. This is Magician by Raymond E. Feist. This is so cool. It's got gilded edges. I'm going to go ahead and kind of just see if I can't get it 100% open because I'm geeking out a little bit right now. So let's try and not rip the foiling on the edges. But this is stunning, guys. Absolutely stunning. Alright, a little bit of ASMR there for you as I just slowly unwrap and destroy this plastic. Give me the book. And it just opens. It's beautiful. This is signed by the author. This is so cool. So it is signed by Raymond E. Feist. Guys, thank you so much. I love this. This is going to take a pride of place in my collection. Thank you so much. I love that. I'm a little speechless. Hold on. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try and stop grinning. Because I've got a whole lot more gifts to talk about. So all of these, I've tried to separate these out. Give me a second. Okay. I've separated these out into categories of like gifts and like, you know, I had my buddy Nico here in town who chipped in for that book. Wow. And yeah, we went book shopping, so that was all irresponsible. And I've got this all broken out. So let's just dive right into it. Sorry, I'm a little speechless right now. So I got Legends and Lattes from my good friend Joanna. This is the any self-published fantasy debut from Travis Baldree. And Travis Baldree is a narrator who has just done tons of audiobooks. I love his narration. Apparently this is just really laid back, low stakes fantasy story. It's just about like some mercenaries running a coffee shop. Apparently. It's not super long. I'm actually reading this month. Alright, so yeah, that is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. So thank you so much, Joanna. I gotta figure out places to put all these. So we're gonna just start by doing there. I then got a twofer from my buddy and patron, the Boiled Jellyfish. He has sent me The Bound and the Broken, Of Blood and Fire, and The Fall, which I read last month, and these were really good. I really enjoyed The Fall, and I really liked The Blood of the Fire. My buddy Patrick, who I mentioned earlier, said it best. This is kind of like if John Gwynne had written Eragon, I think is a good way to put it. But in a good way. Like, in a good way. So, yes, I'm very excited to have already read these and to have received these. Thank you very much. Alright, this one is from... again, from my... Sharon spoiled me this month, and I absolutely love her for it. She sent me The King's Ranger by A.C. Cobble. And this is well, actually, it's the King's Ranger series. So I guess the first book is the self-titled of the series. It's a gorgeous cover. This is a self-pub book. I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's always on one of my, like, highly recommended series on Kindle whenever I'm scrolling. Like, it's like, oh, you finished this book. Would you like to try this one? So we've got The King's Ranger by A.C. Cobble. My good friend Ellen from Ellen Iwata, she sent me The Society of Blood by Mark Morris. This is the Obsidian Heart Book 2. I haven't gotten to Book 1 yet, but like it's got a blurb from Clive Barker on Book 1 that basically says this is the way like horror is supposed to be written. So this is like an indie fantasy / horror sort of story, and I'm here for it. I want to give it a shot because I've not heard a lot of people talk about this, so I'm super curious about it. So thank you, Ellen. And of course, my book 2 big sister, Leslie, from the Nerdy Narrative, she sent me Dragon Shadow by Barbara Hambly. I already had this in mass market paperback, but I actually gifted this to my buddy Nico when he was in town for various reasons, which we'll discuss. So this is the second book. It's in a bigger kind of trade paperback that was put out by Harper Voyager. And she said that she bought this purely off of the cover because it was just so beautiful. And I have to agree. So thank you so much. All right, and then these, let's see. So I've got a few from Sharon, but this one's also from Sharon. Okay, so this is the Obsidian Heart. I think this is the second book in this trilogy. I heard about this trilogy from Alan over at the Library of Alexandria, and he basically the artist who did this cover also did the initial covers for the Long Price Quartet. And I mean, just look at these covers. These are 100% cover buys. I looked at the blurb and they seem pretty interesting, but they also seem kind of intricate. But I think this is the Echoes of Empire series, if I remember correctly. And this is in fact book 2. So thank you for that, Sharon. And then this is book 1. This is The Gardens of Stone. And this one was gifted to me by my good friend Feeny. I cannot thank you enough for gifting me. This is book 1 in the, what did I say that the series was called? Echoes of Empire. Sorry, there's so many Echoes and so many Empire series. Sometimes it just gets all mixed up in my brain. But look at these covers. Aren't they stunning? Like, cover illustration by Stefan Martiner. I think I've said that incorrectly, but we're going to go for it. But, I mean, just, it's got airships. It's got just banners. I mean, let's get in on that. Like, that is one cool cover. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot wait to get to this. All right. And then I was sent the first book in Megan O'Keefe's The Protectorate series. And this is from Karen. Thank you so much, Karen. I really, really appreciate this. I actually ended up picking up this whole trilogy this month. The second book was gifted to me, and then I found the third one at a bookshop, which we'll be talking about later about in this haul. But I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about Megan O'Keefe, and it's just really kind of interesting cover art. I've got nothing but good things to say about this. This feels great in the hand. The flop factor is off the chain. You know, Orbit may drop the ball when it comes to their hardcovers sometimes, but when it comes to trade paperbacks, they can pretty much do no wrong. They just feel amazing in the hand. And I've heard nothing but good things about the Protectorate. So thank you very much. All right, and then the second book, this is Chaos Vector. This one came from Sharon as well. So thank you very much, Sharon. Look at that cover. I mean, they're like diagrams, and I just think that's so cool. Like, that's a really great way to do a sci-fi cover. I absolutely love this. I cannot wait to get into the Protectorate because I heard it's just really awesome sci-fi. And then the last 3 that I received from a friend is The Saga of the Forgotten Warrior by Larry Correia. And essentially that's House of Assassins, Destroyer of Worlds. These are really high gloss, so I'm trying to like not reflect. And then Son of the Black Sword. This is the first one. I have read a fair bit of Larry Correia. I haven't read the latest Monster Hunter International book, but I have read like his Grim Noir. I've read the first 7 in Monster Hunter International, and then this is like his epic sort of fantasy series, and I really want to get into it. So thank you so much, Twainy. That meant a lot to me. And then we've got this stack right here. This is all book shopping that was either gifted to me by Nico while we were out book shopping, or he brought me books from his Unhaul collection, or I purchased these books while book shopping with Nico. So it's kind of just the whole smorgasbord. I've been really falling in love with David Gemmell's writing. Now, this is the first book in the Jerusalem Man trilogy in the series, The Stones of Power novel. There's 5 books in that, but there's like a set trilogy within those 5 books that follows these sort of mystical stones. I don't know a whole lot about it. I think this is called, if I haven't said already, The Jerusalem Man. John Shano, The Jerusalem Man. Really cool cover. I kind of got some like Dark Tower vibes, but he's got some swords on his back, so I'm super interested to get into this. I'm going to slowly be picking these up on mass market paperback. All right, and then he loves, Nico does, The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. We actually met, Nico and I met, oh, it's got French flaps. Sorry, I just got really distracted by French flaps. I wasn't expecting that. We met over Neil Gaiman's American Gods, and so it's just so nice to like have another Gaiman from Nico. And it's a really short book, so it shouldn't take me super long to get through this. He said it's really, really thought-provoking and a really good read from Gaiman. So, got that one. I then picked up Anna Smith Sparks' The Court of Broken Knives. This is the first book in the Empires of Dust trilogy. I've heard mixed things about this series. It was like $6, so I went ahead and snagged it. But, yeah, I've heard that she's like Queen Grimdark is what she's usually referred to as. So I don't know where I'm gonna fall on this particular one. I'm hoping I enjoy it. If I don't, there's not like, I'm not super invested in this. It was just one that I saw that I'd heard about, and so I decided to pick it up and snag it to just try later down the road. I actually got a lot of Orbits this month. I already have the ebook of this one. This is Alan's fault. And I said I was going to stop buying KJ Parker books, but I saw The Folding Knife. I'd never seen a physical copy of The Folding Knife, and he says this is a great place to start KJ Parker, and I figured if this is a good place to start KJ Parker, I might as well pick up a physical copy to fit into my collection of KJ Parker that I haven't read. Because that makes sense. Like I said, I need to be stopped. And then this is an old recommendation that I heard from the Brothers Gwyn way back in the day. And this is books 1 and 2 of Masters and Mages. And that is Cold Iron by Miles Cameron and Dark Forge by Miles Cameron. There is a third book in this series. I know that his Red Knight series is kind of... It gets mixed reviews here on BookTube. So I picked these up because I didn't really want to give those ones a shot. But if I like these, that might convince me to give Red Knight a try. I hear you either love it or you absolutely hate that particular series, but I've not heard any mixed reviews on this one. So I decided to give this one a shot. And then Nico was unhauling a copy of The Princess Bride by William Goldman. I believe this is like the book based off the movie or something. There's something cheeky going on there in the publishing side of this. It's been around since I think the 70s, but it's my favorite movie of all time, and I figured I might as well get a physical copy and see what happens. So I don't know when I'm going to read this. It's pretty short, but I'll give it a shot at some point. Alright, and then I mentioned earlier that I picked up the entire trilogy of The Protectorate. Here is book 3. This is Catalyst Gate. And again, it's carrying through with that, like, diagram motif that I really love. And so I'm just expecting to absolutely fall in love with this series. But I haven't read Megan O'Keefe yet, but I've heard good things about Megan O'Keefe. So I've now got 4 books from this author that I just haven't started yet. But yes, we have got that completed. I then, for no particular reason, usually I pick up Stephen King books based off of recommendations. However, for these ones, they were just there, and I decided to go ahead and snag them. I got From a Buick 8. I've heard mixed reviews on this one. You either like it or you hate it. But it's got that like mid-1950s Buick on the front, which I'm absolutely in love with. And then I got Full Dark, No Stars. I've seen an alternate cover of this that actually makes me pretty excited. This one doesn't fill me with a whole bunch of joy. But the alternate cover kind of got me excited. So I went ahead and picked up these 2 King books to add to my collection. And then, like Fate, I said I'd read Grim Noir, but I'd never seen the hardcovers. And while I was out with Nico, I found book 1 and I found book 2 of the Grim Noir Chronicles. I don't know why I forgot the word Chronicles. That's Hard Magic and Spellbound. I do have Warbound on the way as well, but it has not arrived. So that will appear in next month's book haul, which will be significantly smaller. So that is everything that I picked up while kind of going around with Nico. I then have 3 books that I was either sent or won in giveaways. Now, I was sent as a review copy, A Touch of Light by Tiago Abdallah. This is, I believe, book 1 in Ashes of Averin. This book is amazing. I do have a dedicated review for this coming out. It will either be out or will be coming out by the time you've seen this book haul. This was a 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this. And you'll just have to wait for my gush thoughts when you see that. This is also one of those books that's just got an amazing naked hardcover. So there is that. But this book is astounding. It's got like just, you know what? No, you'll have to watch the review. But yes. One that I'm super excited to talk about, or read, I should say, is We Break Immortals by Thomas Howard Riley. This book sounds just absolutely nuts and wild, but like on the cover it says, if they see you coming, it's already too late. Kill them while you can. I cannot wait to get my fingers into this. I got this one in a Twitter giveaway. And then this one was kindly sent to me by the author as well, kind of by default. This is The Gauntlet and the Fist Beneath by Ian Green. Initially, I won an ebook giveaway on Twitter, but like it was a UK code, and since I'm in the US, the code wouldn't work. And so basically he went to his publishers and asked for a US code, and they couldn't give him one. So he just sent me the hardcover instead. So thank you very much, Ian. I really appreciate this. This is a gorgeous copy. And yeah, I will be reading this as soon as possible and get a review out for it, because why not? All right, so that is all of those. I just got to make sure that I'm not talking about the same books over and over and over again. All right, guys, so we're actually going to cut this book haul into 2 parts because I'm just going and going and going. So this is the end of part 1, but make sure to check back in for part 2 next week. So that said, guys, peace out. Stay magical. Bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons.